I was talking about an important question when it comes to corporate tax reform. The question is, should unfairness be maintained in corporate taxation? And it's an important question because policymakers that currently deal with corporate tax reform in the EU or at the OECD level and also in other countries generally ignore the so-called corporate tax incidence. And that is basically the fact that workers bear the largest burden of the corporate income tax. There is empirical research suggesting that even young workers, female workers, and low skilled workers suffer most from the corporate income tax. At the same time, we still have a quite fierce debate about companies paying or not paying their fair share of tax, while it is actually impossible to make any reasonable assessments about what companies actually pay in tax because the corporate tax code is essentially so complex that it's out of the control of elected lawmakers. It is out of the control of actually those people who have the mandate, in theory, to change the rules, make it better, make it simpler, or perhaps even think about the abolition of corporate tax and replace it by we raise taxes for labor income, consumption expenditure, and capital income. What are the next steps? How can we move forward to see a system of taxation in general that is considered fair by most people? This is a difficult question to address, but I think the first step would be to reduce tax obfuscation. Tax obfuscation results in policymakers trying to hide the tax incidence, trying to hide who is actually paying a certain amount of tax. This is why we cannot really say that a guy with a middle income is paying a high amount of tax or a low amount of tax compared to an individual that owns a lot on property, real estate or intellectual property, making a passive income and so on and so forth. There's an extreme amount of tax code complexity that needs to be resolved, and I think the abolition of corporate tax, or at least a gradual elimination of the distortions created by corporate tax, for example, different layers of double taxation, would contribute to a system of taxation that is considered fair by the greatest number of people.